If you want to improve your internal hip rotation, this exercise is one of the best and most scalable ways to do that. The exercise is called the W sit, and in this video I'm going to show you how to perform it dynamically for repetitions and progress your hip mobility. So the most important thing to consider when setting up the W sit is the width of our knees in relation to our feet. The wider we bring our knees outside of our feet, the easier this exercise becomes on our hip flexibility. Conversely, the closer we bring our knees together inside of our feet, the more this position is going to challenge our hip flexibility through internal rotation. So I always recommend that everyone start from a wider position first and spend some time building some capacity in this stretch from there. At a more beginner level, we can set up some limiting targets underneath our bum to help support our body weight in the stretch and keep us working within a measurable range. Once we're all set up in the position, we're just simply going to sit our bum back as deep as we comfortably can, hold the stretch for 3 to 5 seconds per rep, and then extend back up into the top position. The most important attribute of this stretch is making sure to lean our trunk slightly forward and maintain an anterior pelvic tilt as much as possible as we sit back into the stretch. To anteriorly tilt your pelvis, you just want to think about tilting the top of your pelvis forward and creating a slight arch in your low back. As you get a little more comfortable with the height of the support that you started with, we can gradually lower the support over time to allow you to sink your hips closer to the floor and find more range. And as a quick side note, if you're feeling this stretch in the knees, it means that your thighs are too close together and your knees are trying to compensate for a lack of rotation in the hips. So if that's the case, we'll want to try and spread our knees further apart until we're able to find a nice radiating stretch sensation through the hips without that tension in the knees. The end goal of this exercise is to work our way down to the floor and develop the strength capacity to dominate our body weight through our full range in this movement. Once you're able to do that, depending on how far you want to take your internal hip rotation flexibility, we can even start to load the position with some weight to help guide us a little deeper into the stretch and strengthen our end ranges even more. Now, you don't necessarily need to be able to get all the way down before you start adding weight, but you do definitely want to make sure that you're quite comfortable with your own body weight first before we start adding any additional weight to help guide us into deeper ranges. When it comes to executing this exercise, I would recommend to follow a prescription of 8 to 10 reps, holding the stretch for 3 to 5 seconds per rep and repeating for 3 total sets. So that's how you can perform dynamic repetitions in the W sit position. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more flexibility content just like this.